All right, getting ready for an avionics technician interview.
Oh, it could be a tough one.
Yeah, but we're here to help with a deep dive into some resources from RoleCatcher.
Sounds good.
They've got this interview guide with tons of real questions you might actually get asked,
Ah, that's helpful.
and their career guide, which we'll throw in for, a little extra background.
Yeah, that's smart. I mean, it's not just about, fiddling with wires, right?
Right,
It's
right?
a big responsibility. You're basically the guardian of all those electrical and electronic systems that keep aircraft and spacecraft up in the air.
Definitely.
Interviewers really need to see that you've got that, that expertise, that precision,
Yeah,
and most importantly, a cool head under pressure.
exactly. So let's jump right into RoleCatcher's interview guide.
Okay.
The first question is, well, it's kind of classic. Can you explain your experience working with avionics systems?
Yeah, seems pretty straightforward.
It does, but how do you make your answer really stand out?
Hmm. Well, think of it more like telling a story, not just like reciting your resume.
Yeah.
Instead of just listing, where you worked and when, bring those experiences to life.
Right.
What specific systems did you actually work on? Were you troubleshooting a tricky navigation system on a Boeing 737? Or were you maybe calibrating communication systems on a brand new helicopter? Paint that picture for them.
So it's more about showing the depth of your experience, not just like how many places you've worked.
Exactly. And be ready for those follow-up questions too, because they'll come.
Ah, yeah.
The interviewer might ask you to kind of walk them through a specific challenge that you faced,
Okay.
how you diagnosed the problem, or even get into the nitty-gritty of the technical specs of the systems you're working on.
Yeah, that makes sense. Now, something really cool is that RoleCatcher has this AI feature that can analyze job descriptions and suggest how to really tailor your answers to each specific role.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, so like if a job posting is really emphasizing experience with a certain type of aircraft, you can make sure to highlight relevant projects when you respond to this question.
That's a great tip. That kind of customization can make you really stand out. Okay, so moving on to question number 2. Can you describe your troubleshooting process when dealing with avionics issues? This one is where you really prove that you're not just a parts replacer, you're a problem solver.
Okay, I can already feel the pressure. What are interviewers really looking for here?
They want to see that you approach problems systematically, like a detective solving a case.
Okay.
So think about those go-to steps. What do? Do you start by wiring diagrams?
Right.
Maybe you have a special knack for isolating those intermittent faults? Those can
Yeah.
be real head scratchers.
Oh, yeah. And actually, RoleCatcher's career guide talks about the importance of safety checks throughout the process.
Of course, yeah.
So make sure to mention that. It shows that you understand just how important safety is.
Absolutely. Safety is paramount. Can't emphasize that enough. So you imagine the interviewer says, okay, walk me through a specific troubleshooting scenario.
Oh, yeah.
You got to be prepared to explain your logic, the tools you used, and how you made sure everything was safe at each step.
That's where practice really comes in, right?
Absolutely.
And RoleCatcher's AI can be a huge help.
How so?
Well, you can practice answering these questions, and the AI will give you feedback on how to make your response even stronger.
Wow.
It can even analyze your video and give you pointers on your delivery and your body language.
That's amazing. It's like having a personal coach. All right, on to question 3. How do you stay up to date with the latest avionics technology and trends? I mean, this field is changing so quickly, right?
Yeah.
It's moving at the speed of a supersonic jet, so how do you keep pace?
You can't just rely on what you learned in school.
Right.
Yeah. So what are some ways to really show an interviewer that you're a lifelong learner?
Well, of course, reading industry publications is important, but you got to go beyond that. Have you attended any industry conferences, workshops? Have you tried out any new diagnostic software in your spare time? Those are the kinds of things that make you stand out.
And the career guide also mentions those professional organizations and certifications.
Yeah, makes sense.
It specifically talks about the FAA airframe and power plant certifications.
Ah, the classic AMP.
Yeah, and NCATT certifications.
I'm not so familiar with those.
Oh, it's the National Center for Aerospace and Transportation Technologies.
Okay.
And they offer a bunch of different certifications that basically validate your skills in specific areas of avionics.
So you're proving your expertise.
Right, right. These credentials really show that you're serious about your craft.
Absolutely. It's like a seal of approval from the experts.
Mm.
All right, let's face a classic interview challenge. Can you describe a time when you faced a particularly challenging avionics issue and how you resolved it? This is your time to shine.
It's story time, but with a technical twist.
Yes, exactly.
So what makes for a really compelling story here?
Choose a situation that really pushed you to your limits. Did you ever have to, I don't know, diagnose a super complex electrical problem with very few resources?
Oh, wow.
Or maybe you had to, like, MacGyver a temporary fix to get a critical system back online. Those are the kind of stories that really grab attention.
Right. And don't forget to highlight what the outcome was.
Yeah, good point.
Did your solution save time or money?
Right.
Or potentially even save lives?
Those details matter.
They do. Okay, let's move on to question 5, which is, can you describe your experience with avionics software systems?
Okay, so this is where the digital world meets the mechanical.
Exactly. It's not just about wires and circuits anymore. Software is playing a bigger and bigger role in avionics.
Right.
So what kind of knowledge should I be prepared to show off here?
Well, think about things like operating systems, programming languages,
Sure.
maybe even some experience with specialized avionics software packages. Have you ever had to troubleshoot a software glitch that was grounding a plane? Or maybe you helped implement a new software update that boosted the system's performance.
This is another great spot to mention RoleCatcher's AI.
Oh, right.
Because if the job description is really emphasizing software skills,
Yeah.
the AI can help you focus your answer on those parts of your experience.
Smart move. Okay, let's get back to basics with question 6. Can you describe your experience with electrical systems in aircraft? This is fundamental stuff, but don't underestimate its importance.
Yeah, it's the foundation of everything in avionics.
Yeah.
How do you showcase your expertise without, getting too lost in technical jargon?
Right, right. Think about those core concepts.
Okay.
Wiring diagrams, circuitry, power distribution.
Right.
Have you ever had to trace a really complex circuit to find a fault? Or maybe you had to repair a damaged electrical component under tight deadline. Those are the kinds of things that really show off your practical skills.
And again, don't forget to emphasize safety.
Always, yeah.
The career guide really stresses that working with electrical systems on aircraft demands a super meticulous approach and really strict adherence to safety regulations.
Absolutely. Safety is non-negotiable.
Okay.
Okay, so now let's zero in on 2 very important systems. Question 7. Can you describe your experience with radar and navigation systems?
Okay.
These are basically the eyes and ears of an aircraft, so interviewers want to see that you know what you're doing.
Okay, I'm ready to get specific. What kind of experience would really impress them here?
Well, let's start with radar. Think about the different types. Weather radar, ground mapping radar.
Okay.
Have you ever had to calibrate a radar system?
Yeah.
Or troubleshoot a faulty antenna? Those are great examples.
Good about navigation.
Navigation. It's all about those acronyms, GPS, INS, VOR. But don't just throw letters at them.
Right.
Explain what they actually do and how they contribute to safe flight.
Got it.
So, have you ever had to diagnose a GPS issue that was throwing off the navigation? Or maybe you helped install a brand new navigation system upgrade.
Oh.
Those are the stories that show you have real-world experience.
And remember, RoleCatcher's AI can help you figure out which parts of your experience to really play up based on the specific job requirements. So if the job description mentions a certain type of radar system, you can make sure to highlight that you're an expert in that area.
That's the beauty of AI. It helps you connect the dots between your skills and what the employer is looking for. Okay, let's move on to a question that tests your teamwork skills.
Sounds good.
Question 8. Can you describe a time when you had to work collaboratively with other technicians to resolve an avionics issue? Because aviation is a team sport, right? They want to know that you can play well with others.
I get it. It's not just about what you can do on your own. It's about how you contribute to a team. So what kind of experience would show them that?
Think about a really complex problem that took more than one person to solve. Maybe you had to work alongside other technicians to troubleshoot a system integration issue.
Okay.
Or maybe you had to coordinate with engineers to get the right parts and the information you needed.
Those are great examples. And it's not just about doing your own little part, right?
Right.
It's about communication, collaboration, and maybe even showing a little leadership. Did you take the initiative to lead a certain part of the troubleshooting?
Yeah.
Or did you help to keep everybody on the same page?
Exactly. Those are those soft skills that can make a big difference in a team environment.
This is gold. We are crushing it.
Let's keep that momentum going. What's next?
Okay, so next up is question 9.
All right, I'm ready.
How do you prioritize your work when dealing with multiple avionics issues simultaneously? This feels like a real test of staying calm under pressure.
It is. In this field, things can change in an instant. You could be working on one problem and suddenly something way more critical pops up. How do you handle that?
Right. How do you decide what to tackle first when everything feels urgent?
Well, think about the things you consider. Safety, obviously, deadlines, the potential impact of each issue.
Okay.
Maybe a critical navigation system going haywire takes priority over a minor glitch in the communication system.
Right.
Just walk them through your decision-making process.
And the career guide emphasizes how important clear communication is in these situations.
Oh, of course. Yeah.
So make sure to mention how you keep your team in the loop and make sure everyone's on the same page.
Excellent point. Now, for our last question in this section, let's step into the future of avionics, shall we?
Okay, sounds good.
Can you describe a time when you had to troubleshoot a problem remotely without actually being able to physically access the aircraft? This is where those digital skills come in.
Wow, remote troubleshooting.
Yeah.
It seems like that's becoming more and more common. What kind of experience would really impress them here?
Think about those situations where you couldn't just open a panel and get your hands dirty. Did you ever have to guide a flight crew through some basic troubleshooting steps over the radio?
Oh, wow.
Or maybe you used remote access software to diagnose a problem from afar.
Okay.
Those are great examples.
And if you have experience with specific remote diagnostics platforms, definitely mention them.
Absolutely, yeah. It shows that you're up to date with the latest tech.
Right.
And remember, even if you don't have a ton of experience with remote troubleshooting, you can still highlight how willing you are to learn and adapt to new challenges.
That's a great point.
Because that's a valuable skill in any field.
This has been an amazing deep dive into Avionics Technician interviews so far.
It has, yeah.
We've covered some really tough questions.
We have.
And gotten some expert insights on how to tackle them.
I think people will find this really helpful.
But we're not done yet.
No, we've got more to explore. Up next, we'll go deeper into how RoleCatcher's AI can give you a personalized edge in your job search. Don't go anywhere.
Welcome back. So we just tackled some of those brain-twisting Avionics Technician interview questions.
Those are tough ones.
Yeah. But now it's time to bring in the secret weapon, RoleCatcher's AI.
Ah, yes, the AI advantage. This is where things get really interesting.
I am all ears. Tell me, how can AI actually help me land a job?
Okay, imagine this. You found the perfect avionics technician position, right?
Right.
But there are probably hundreds of other really qualified candidates going for it too.
Right. It's competitive.
It is. So RoleCatcher's AI comes in to give you an edge right from the start with your CV.
So it's not just about having a CV that's, free of typos.
Right.
And listing all my certifications.
There's more to it than that.
Okay. What else?
Way more. Remember all those specific skills and experiences we were just talking about?
Yeah.
RoleCatcher's AI can actually analyze the job description.
Oh, wow.
Pick up on those keywords and phrases, and then help you tailor your CV to highlight the most relevant points.
So it's like having an expert recruiter, like whispering in your ear saying, hey, emphasize this project and make sure you mention that software.
Exactly. The AI helps you speak their language.
Okay.
Which increases your chances of even getting your foot in the door.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
But let's say I get past that hurdle and I actually land an interview. How can RoleCatcher's AI help me prepare for the actual conversation?
Well, remember all those practice questions and answers that we went through?
Yeah.
RoleCatcher takes it a step further. You can actually type in your own draft answers to common interview questions and then get personalized feedback from the AI.
Hold on. It's like having a personal AI interview coach right there on my computer.
Exactly. The AI looks at your responses,
Okay.
taking into account the specific job requirements that you've plugged in and offers suggestions.
Wow.
Maybe it thinks your answer is too long. Or maybe you need to support it with a specific example from your work history.
Okay.
Maybe you're using too much technical jargon
Right.
that might lose the interviewer. The AI basically helps you polish your answers.
Yeah.
So you're ready to really make the best impression.
So it's not just about what I say, it's also about how I say it, right? Doesn't RoleCatcher also have a feature where I can actually practice on video?
Yes. You're thinking of RoleCatcher's video practice feature.
Okay.
It's pretty awesome. You record yourself answering those common interview questions, just like you would in a real interview. And then the AI analyzes your video.
Wow.
It looks at your body language, your tone of voice, your facial expressions.
So all those nonverbal cues.
Exactly. All those things that can make or break an interview.
Right.
And the best part is it gives you feedback that you can actually use.
Okay.
Maybe you need to make more eye contact or you fidget a little when you get nervous. The AI helps you identify those things in practice until you project the confidence of a seasoned avionics technician.
That's really cool. It's like having a whole team of career coaches and experts all packed into one platform, available 24/7.
That's the power of RoleCatcher's AI. It really lets you take control of your job search and put your best foot forward at every step.
So I've aced my resume with the help of AI,
Good?
practiced my answers like a pro, and even perfected my delivery thanks to AI. I'm feeling pretty ready to impress. But what kind of mindset should I actually bring to that avionics technician interview?
Remember RoleCatcher's Career Guide?
Yeah.
It points out some really important personality traits that interviewers are looking for in this field. They want someone who's detail-oriented, safety-conscious,
Right.
and passionate about the work.
So it's not just about my technical skills.
Yeah.
I need to show them my personality and enthusiasm too.
Absolutely. Let your passion for avionics shine through. Talk about what fascinates you about the field. Is it the complexity of the systems, the challenge of troubleshooting, the vital role that avionics plays in keeping aircraft and spacecraft safe?
Oh, I definitely get excited about that stuff, especially the problem-solving aspect. It's like a puzzle figuring out what's wrong and getting those systems back up and running.
Exactly. Share those insights with the interviewer. It makes you more memorable.
Right.
And it shows them that you're not just looking for a job, you're looking to contribute to a field that you really care about.
Good advice. But let's be real for a second.
Okay.
Some of those cons they mention in the career guide,
Yeah, I know what you mean.
things like long hours, potentially dangerous work environments,
Right.
can be kind of daunting. How do I even address that in an interview without scaring myself out of the job?
It's all about framing it in a positive way. Acknowledge the challenges,
Okay.
but then emphasize your ability to handle them.
Okay.
So you could say something like, I understand this role might require long hours,
Okay.
but I'm highly motivated.
Right.
And I'm the kind of person who's willing to go the extra mile to make sure the job is done right.
So I'm showing them that I'm not afraid of hard work
Exactly.
and that I'm committed to getting things done, whatever it takes.
And when it comes to safety concerns,
Yeah.
just highlight your commitment to following all the protocols,
Okay.
your attention to detail, and your proactive approach to managing any risks.
So turn those potential weaknesses into strengths. Show them I'm aware of the challenges, but I'm ready to face them head on.
Exactly. Remember, every job has its challenges. By showing that you understand that, you come across as mature and professional.
That makes a lot of sense. What about career growth? The career guide mentioned that there are a lot of opportunities for advancement in this field. How can I bring that up in an interview without sounding like I'm already planning my exit?
That's a good question. It's all about framing it in terms of your long-term commitment to the company
Okay.
and your desire to learn and grow within the organization.
Okay.
So you could say something like, I'm excited about this opportunity to build my skills and knowledge,
Right.
and I'm eager to contribute to the company's success in the long run.
Okay, so I'm showing them I'm in it for the long haul, but that I'm also ambitious and I want to keep learning.
Exactly. You could also mention that you're interested in leadership roles or specialized training down the line.
Okay.
This shows you're thinking ahead and that you're invested in your career without suggesting that you're not committed to this position.
That's a helpful distinction. I'm realizing how important it is to really think about every word you say in an interview.
Absolutely. Each question is a chance to showcase not just your skills and experience,
Yeah.
but your personality, your work ethic, your commitment to the field.
We've covered so much today.
We have.
From breaking down those tough questions to harnessing the power of RoleCatcher's AI, it feels like we've unlocked some serious interview superpowers.
We're almost there. But there's one final piece of the puzzle to explore. A powerful mindset shift that can make all the difference in your interview. Stay tuned. You won't want to miss this.
All right, we've decoded those tricky avionics technician interview questions, and we've explored how RoleCatcher's AI can really help you in your job search.
It's a game changer.
Yeah, but you mentioned a final mindset shift. That can make all the difference.
Right.
I'm ready. What is it?
Okay, picture this. You're in the interview, you're feeling good, and then they hit you with a question that you just did not see coming.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe it's about some specific avionics system you haven't worked on or some new technology you haven't really had time to explore yet.
I can feel my palms getting sweaty just thinking about it.
Mm.
What do I do in that situation?
Don't panic. This is where you get to showcase, what you're really made of.
Yeah.
Your adaptability, those problem-solving skills,
Yeah.
and that intellectual curiosity.
Okay.
So instead of just saying, I don't know,
Right.
try something like, well, while I haven't had the chance to actually work on that specific system yet, I'm really eager to learn more about it. And based on my understanding of similar systems, I think I would probably approach it by. And then you outline how you would think it through.
Okay, so even if I don't have all the answers, I can still show that I'm willing to learn and that I can apply what I already know,
Exactly. And don't be shy about asking questions to clarify.
right?
It shows that you're engaged, that you're
Uh.
thinking critically. You could say something like, could you tell me a little bit more about how that system's used in your aircraft? Or what are some of the specific challenges that you've run into with that technology?
Oh, that's really smart. It kind of turns the tables and lets you interview the interviewer.
Exactly. It shows that you're not just there to answer their questions, you're there to learn and have a real conversation.
This mindset shift is really powerful. It takes the pressure off of having to know everything and allows you to just be more, present and authentic.
Yes. Remember, every interview is a learning experience, even if you don't get the job.
Right.
Every conversation gives you insights that can help you in the next one.
So go into that interview prepared, confident, enthusiastic. You got this.
And don't forget about RoleCatcher.
Right.
Their AI tools can really give you that extra edge in your job search.
Definitely.
They can help you tailor your application, practice your answers, and really polish your delivery.
We've just scratched the surface today.
We-
Their platform has so much more, like career exploration, networking, salary insights.
It's an incredible resource for anyone who wants to, navigate the world of aviation careers.
So whether you're just starting out in avionics or you're already a seasoned pro looking for that next challenge,
Right.
remember, with the right prep, the right mindset, and the right tools,
Yeah.
you can reach those career goals.
Absolutely. Now go out there and soar.
That wraps up our deep dive into the world of avionics technician interviews. Thanks for joining us.
It's been a pleasure.
We hope you feel empowered to take your career to new heights.
Until next time, keep learning, keep growing, and keep reaching for the skies.